the Mifflin Bulldogs. We the Mifflin Bulldogs. We the Mifflin Bulldogs. We the Mifflin Bulldogs.
M-I-F-F-L-I-N. Mifflin Bulldogs gon' fight to the end. Bulldogging through all the competition. Piling up W's.
Good morning, Mifflin Middle School. This is Ms. Colson, your principal, and today is Friday, January 15th, 2021. And you're probably wondering, why is she sitting down today doing town hall? There's nothing wrong with me, but this is going to be a very long segment of town hall. So I figured I'd get comfortable, but then also highlight another area that we really have not been focusing on during our town hall special. So as you see, this is our Library Media Center. And in our Library Media Center, I am sitting at what we call our computer bar. This is our high top computer bar. And behind me, you see their lovely phrase, Trailblazers. And so this is one area in the library that we renovated to create a lovely computer bar space for students. So whenever we transition back in the building, this will be an area where you can come and use the computers and technology. Now, typically on Fridays, we have a lot of things going on, but we're going to start off with our speaker. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Snyder so he can highlight our speaker in our video for today. Take it over, Mr. Snyder.
Thanks, Ms. Colson. Good morning, everyone, students and staff and family of Mifflin Middle School. I want to introduce a unique guest speaker today because he's someone who got into the malign subject of politics, especially after what we saw at the Capitol building last week and what's still ongoing. Sometimes you don't think of politics as a career, but it is. And I want to introduce you to someone who's making an honest career out of politics. His name is Andre Carroll. He grew up in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, his grandmother passed away senior year of high school, and he worked his way up through a bunch of odd jobs that didn't quite lead him where he wanted to go. But then all of a sudden, a mentor offered him a position at the city controller's office in Philadelphia, and he got into politics through that. And he now is a campaign manager for Nicholas O'Rourke, and he's still working his way up through the political spectrum. But there's a short interview with him. I want to turn it over now so you can get a chance to meet Andre Carroll.
Andre Carroll, I'm from right here in Philadelphia, a poverty-stricken neighborhood. My mother, she fell victim to the crack epidemic, so she has been battling a drug addiction since the age of 14, my entire life. My grandmother raised me. Unfortunately, my senior year of high school, my grandmother was diagnosed with liver cancer. 4 months after graduation, my grandmother passed, and that's when life got real for me. So I started waiting tables at like various restaurants across Philadelphia, and after like serving for 5 years, I'm like, can I really do this for the entirety of my life? So I decided that I wanted to do something different. When I joined Year Up, I went on to work in the healthcare field where I worked in a call center and I did medical billing for emergency room physicians across the country. The work wasn't fulfilling for me there either. It was the same feeling I felt when I was serving tables. I was like, I gotta get somewhere that I really feel at home. While I was in Europe, I had met one of my mentors, Isaiah Thomas. He gave me a unique opportunity to come work in Philadelphia City Controller's office. And that was my first entry to government. I think that one of the best pieces of advice I've ever received is look for a job where you don't feel like you're working. You have to find something that fulfills you. And if you don't feel fulfilled...
Okay, so don't forget, you should have taken notes of the video. You should have jotted down some things that you can take away and apply to your own life, to your own goals, because we know I had everybody pick out a word for the year that they want to focus on, and I keep using my word focus. So hopefully when you watch that video that you took notes, and as you see, I got my pen in my hand and paper because I have been taking notes and I've been making sure that I don't miss any announcements and that I capture everything in all of these videos. Now, I'm going to highlight some dates for you. So January 15th today, Q2 ends. This is the last day of Q2. Students, please make sure that you have gotten all of your work in. If you have questions or concerns, this is the day, this is the opportunity for you to email your teacher or attend their office hours. We want everyone to end Q2 strong And we want to have more than 63 students on honor roll for quarter 2. Also, today is Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. So now, let's transition into a video highlighting and talking about Dr. Martin Luther King.
All of you are studying hard and you're just doing fine in school, and I'm glad to see you.
In the last 2 months of his life, Dr. King faced the idea that civil rights alone could not solve the problem of poverty.
In Mississippi today. Okay, thank you for coming. Thank you.
He roamed the South, trying to gain support for Poor People's Campaign. Its goals: full employment, a guaranteed income, and decent housing for every American.
People just don't know, but it's really hard. Not only me, it's so many more in the same shape. I'm not the only one. It's just so many of us right around. It's just don't have shoes, clothes. They're naked and hungry. Part time you have to cook your children pinto beans morning, down, and supper. They don't know what else get a good meal.
You all are really to be admired. And I want you to know that you have my moral support. I'm going to be praying for you. I'm going to be coming back to see you. And we are going to be demanding, when we go to Washington, that something be done, and done immediately, about these conditions. Yes.
This was a different Martin Luther King. Just weeks before his murder, in tones suggestive of the Black Panthers, he began to talk about how the government had broken its promise to the newly freed slaves just after the Civil War.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. So I'm going to highlight some things. We are still discussing the things that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was fighting for years and decades ago. Dr. Martin Luther King was fighting for equal rights. He fought for economic disadvantaged households, and we are still fighting that fight right now. I urge you, given everything that's going on in our nation, that you take the time and opportunity to read your history for yourself and understand it. And understand how we do not want to see history continue to repeat itself. That's why it's so very important that we get out and vote, that we stay involved on a local level and a national level. So I hope you jotted down some notes. I hope you really was reflective on the video about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And so because today is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, we observe his birthday on Monday, which is January 18th. And so on Monday, January 18th, there is no school for the observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. So there's no school on Monday. January 19th, Records Day. There's no school. Records Day is an opportunity for your teachers to get everything graded for quarter 2 and enter your grades. So students and families and parents. There's no school on Monday, January 18th, because of Martin Luther King observance. There's no school on January 19th because of Records Day. And then January 20th is Wednesday, where we have our asynchronous day. So there are no live classes for students. This is where students need to go to their Google Classrooms, check and see what information that is new that your teachers have posted for quarter 3. Quarter 3 starts January 20th. Now I want to read something for you guys. January 20th. So my 7th and 8th graders, they kind of already know this. But this is going to be new for 6th grade students and parents. For 2nd semester, your Encore classes changes. 2nd semester, Encore classes change. So 6th graders, please make sure you check your email because your new Encore teachers are going to be sending you a Google invite for you to access their class code in their Zoom link. Please make sure you join your new classes, 6th graders, 7th graders, and 8th graders. Now, you need to pay attention. If you have band, that's a year-long course. If you have choir, that's a year-long course. So you will not be changing. And for some of you that have art, like my 8th graders, that's a year-long course. And especially for my 8th graders, please make sure that you are doing everything that you need to do in all of your classes, especially your Encore classes, because that's where you are earning high school credit. So we want to make sure that you are transitioning and matriculating up to high school, and you are starting high school with high school credit. So parents, please make sure to check on Monday and Tuesday. Your child should be receiving an email with a Google invitation for their new Encore classes for 2nd semester, quarter 3. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email Mr. Snyder, Ms. Fitzgerald, Mr. Wood, or myself, and we can help and assist to make sure that you are getting into the right classes for your Encore classes. Also, on January 20th is the inauguration. Take time to watch the inauguration via social media. It's going to be aired on all type of news channels. This is a very historical moment. We have our first ever African American Vice President elect Kamala Harris. And so please make sure that we take the time and opportunity to watch the process and see everything that is taking place. Also, students, we are now going to transition, and I'm going to move to a different location, and then I'm going to come back, but I'm going to move to a different location, which is our conference room in the office. And typically, if you were a new incoming student, we do our new student orientation in there, and we have all of our support staff, administration, and we talk to you about Mifflin Middle School. And so we have a lovely Clever Touch in there that we use that as well. So I'm going to show you live in action. We're going to do the drawing that we were unable to do before winter break for December Student of the Month, and then we're also going to do the drawing for the Alex competition. Now, I'm getting ready to transition to the main office conference room. Okay, Mifflin family, I am back at you, staff and students. I'm in a different location in the building. And so typically when we do our wheel, the wheel will just appear by itself and then the name will come up. But we are going to show you this wheel live in motion. And so it's January. And so before winter break, we did not do the wheel for December for the Student of the Month. So we're going to do a wheel for that. And then we're also going to do the wheel for the Alex competition for all the students that completed their topics over winter break. So, we know how technology works. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm praying that this works live. So I'm about to click on this Clever Touch. And this is going to be the presentation from the PBIS committee for the December Student of the Month.
Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Longo from the PBIS committee. It's my honor today to celebrate with you our December Students of the Month. We want to congratulate our 6th grade winner, Miss Ariel Usibo. Congratulations for all of your hard work. Our December winner is Jonielle Cruz for 7th grade. Your teachers nominated you for your wonderful participation on Zoom and all of your academic success for the month. And finally, our 8th grade winner is Docile Nikom-Iza. Say that quickly. Congratulations again to all of these winners.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Longo, for putting that video together for us. Congratulations to all of our winners for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Now, don't forget to email Mr. M so you can collect your prize. You can come up here, or we can deliver it, or we can mail it to you. Now, next, we are going to do the drawing for our students that completed the topics over winter break for Alex. Now, this winner is going to win a lovely new technology device as well. We're not really sure if it's going to be an iPad or a Chromebook, but you're going to get your very own new device. Congratulations, Holly Eckelberry. Congratulations, Holly. Great job for completing your Alex topics over winter break. We will contact you so you can come up here and pick up your device. Congratulations. Now, I do want to highlight 2 students. I asked a question on Good News Tuesday. I was in Miss Kitchen-Smith class and I talked about Punnett squares, dominant and recessive trait, and then I asked you, was a tomato a fruit or a vegetable? I had 2 dynamic duos, brother and sister, that both emailed me, Hosanna and Matthias, and the girl, I'm not saying anything about the boy, but the girl gave me very much detail. So I'm going to talk all about the girl power, but I'm going to read both of their answers. So Hosanna said, a Punnett square, a diagram showing the gene combinations that might result from a genetic cross. Dominant, strong, represents by a capital letter. Recessive, weak, represented by a lowercase letter. Homogeneous, identical. Heterogeneous, different. Wow, you were really paying attention when Miss Kitchen-Smith was doing her review. Then she stated, a tomato is a fruit, but most people think it's a vegetable because we eat it with vegetable foods. Thank you so much. You 2 students, email Mr. M because you can both come up here and pick up a prize. Now, before we transition, we have been doing our middle of the year testing on iReady in our ELA classes and math. Our participation really has not been that strong. Students have been asking teachers, why do I need to attend? They're not paying attention. They're laying down during testing. And so we put in any student that makes their gains during their middle of the year testing on iReady and math in ELA, you're going to be entered into a drawing as well. So because we've had a very long town hall, I'm not going to do Name That Tune. I'm going to start off Q3 with Name That Tune. But I do want to show you a very hilarious video. This is really for my teachers. They've been working really hard. They don't get the credit that they do. They definitely don't get the pay that they deserve. And this is a little funny video. I've showed you some videos of this gentleman talking about teachers and what they think. He's been doing a lot of different things, doing the virtual world. But he is going to make us all laugh into our weekend on what teachers really think in this virtual world during testing. Don't forget, please remember to stay safe, wear your mask. Don't forget all of the dates. There's no school on Monday and Tuesday. We return on Wednesday in our asynchronous day. There are no live classes. I will definitely send out a phone dialer to remind everyone in an email. But most importantly, remember, everyone achieves, no exceptions, no excuses. Have a great and safe.
Make me make these tests right. It's a shame that if they fail the test, I gotta give them a second attempt to pass it. All they gonna do is look at the correct answers from the last test. Shannon, do you get accommodations? Well, why is your mama reading the questions to you? Boy, I know you ain't finished. Just clicking and clicking and clicking. You mean to tell me you was done with a 25 question test in 5 minutes? I'ma nickname you Instant Grits. No, I'm I'm not giving no answers or reading no questions. I'm not helping you, son. I'm the tester, not the testee. I got 99 problems, but a test ain't one. Oh, and all of y'all gonna take the test during the class. I know what y'all be doing. Logging on so you won't be counted absent. And your camera is off because you're not in front of the computer. I'm a veteran teacher. This ain't my first early dismissal. Or you just gonna copy everything off Wikipedia. Hey, I understand. It's better to cheat than to repeat, huh? I get it. When life give you lemons, make a cheat sheet. Shayla, I know that's your mama on the other side of the computer helping you. Because everywhere she go, that's where your eyes go. Keep your eyes on the screen. And I heard your mama ask you to raise your hand to ask a question. Because she didn't know the answer. Please tell your mama I said don't help you fail this test. I can't wait to grade these papers because it's going to be hurtful for parents to find out how smart they not.